Hey guys, this is my first time doing a live stream, so hopefully it doesn't go terribly wrong. I just wanted to get out a quick update, not do just a big, production video and all the editing and everything. I've been working with several buyer clients recently, so have my agents at my brokerage, and we're just seeing a trend that's started probably about a week after the election, where we started seeing an uptick in buyer activity. And at that time, it wasn't a huge uptick by percentage. It was, but it was because it was dead the month before. Because I think people were holding their breath, waiting for the election, one way or the other. I don't think it really mattered. Just people, for whatever reason, going into an election, tend not to make any steps forward. So, anytime you have a local kind of small scale pent up demand and whatever the bubble is burst, you do see an uptick. So that wasn't enough of an uptick to make me really think much was going on. Started to kind of feel that way after having conversations with people. I saw some news numbers. I think like Redfin saw a 17% increase in buyer activity, which, my little brokerage of four agents, and Redfin, this massive corporation, are two different things. So they were seeing a jump in numbers that started to feel a little more substantial. I kept an eye on it through November and into December, looked at all the market stats. We definitely saw an uptick in buyer activity in both months. We saw more year over year and month over month sales when typically we're declining into those 2 months. We saw slight increases in price. Now, we did continue to see more inventory on the market. So we still had not cut into inventory levels yet at that time. I would be shocked if mid-February, when the January numbers come out, if we haven't cut somewhat into the built up inventory. Over the last week, I've gotten 3 properties under contract. I listed a lot for sale. I had 56 inquiries on it, 3 different offers. This isn't to pat myself on the back. It's just to say there is a lot of buyer activity. The houses that I sold, multiple times we had showings scheduled day 1, day 2 of the house being on the market, and we didn't even get to show the house because it was under contract. Had situations where there was multiple offers, and saw homes go under contract that have been on the market for like 180 days, 150 days, 120 days. So our average days on market are under 60 days. So to see homes that have been on the market that long and just like overnight go under contract, definitely was eye-opening for me to see how many buyers are out there in the market. And like I said, my agents are also working with buyers, getting them under contract. I think today, to the title company, we usually refer out to one singular title company that we really like to work with. I think we dropped off 4 contracts for them. And they didn't even process our contracts till late in the afternoon, and we had them there really before they opened because we send them digitally. I had to drop off a check in mid-afternoon, and they were still working on our files from our brokerage, and they help dozens of brokerages. So if that gives you some idea, there's a lot of activity in the market right now. So what does that mean for you if you're thinking about buying or selling, or if you think about relocating to the area? We're not getting anywhere near 2020 or 2021 levels of busy. So there's no frantic pace to get here or to buy the first house you see. What I want you to do is be strategic about the decisions you make, right? So my channel has always been about giving you accurate and timely information so that you can make an informed decision. So that may impact whether you buy a home first or sell your current home first, whether you come here and rent for a little bit while you look, or if you're ready to buy right out of the gate. Whether you buy sight unseen, which 2 buyers I'm working with right now, that's exactly what's happening. Neither one of them will see their home till they own it. And that's just sometimes how it goes. So, it impacts these decisions that you make, and, being strategic, right? So strategy is all about being resourceful, using our resources to our fullest advantage. And so time and money are 2 of those resources. So if you're going to be here for 2 days to look at homes, we need to pad that first day with the homes that you're most interested in, because we may not get them on the second day, right? And if you're traveling here, spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on plane flights, rental cars, hotels to come out and do an area or house hunting trip, we don't want you to waste your time, energy, and money on that. We want you to get what you came here to see. And so we want to pad those houses that you're most interested on the front side. I don't believe in making rash decisions. I don't believe in letting the circumstances force you into making a quick decision that you'll later regret. At the same time, we don't necessarily have the luxury that we did the last 2 years of waiting a week or two to make a decision. So come in with the mindset that if you're ready to purchase, you need to have your checklist of things that are important to you, and we need to run those down in advance. So, school district, commute time, surrounding area, neighborhood amenities, whatever are important to you, let's knock those out before we go see the house and not waste time on houses that aren't going to fit within those criteria, because that's just going to limit the number of homes you can see that do fit the criteria, which is going to give you less time to make a decision. Again, I don't think it's ever a wise idea to open the front door and go, I'm buying this one. If you need days, weeks to make a decision, then so be it. But give yourself the best opportunity to do that. Again, something I mentioned a moment ago, whether you buy or sell on the front end, I have people that they can buy a home without selling their current one. And there's some advantages to that for some people. I've actually myself been in that situation before. And like many people, mine actually went awry. I had my existing home under contract that fell out, and I wound up owning two homes for 18 months. And a lot of people, that would just give them a heart attack. They wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And if that's you, let's not do that. Let's sell your home first, find a temporary housing solution, or at least the home that we buy, have it contingent upon the home you're selling closing, right? I'm absolutely in that situation with two home buyers right now. So there are steps we can take to make sure you're taken care of, but we want to give you the highest percentage chance of getting the home under contract that you want, and being able to take any risk for the seller off the table that you would be able to perform and go to closing, gives your offer an advantage over other ones. And one of the clients I have under contract right now, and she's if you meet her, she'd be very vocal about it. We had a great offer in on a property, but her home for sale in another area is under contract with a cash buyer. But the listing agent on our side was just really grilling me about the details of her sale, and was acting like they didn't want their client here to sell my client a house, because they were implying that it wasn't strong enough offer on our end. And they were kind of strong arming us into removing that contingency that she needed to sell her home. So we actually told them, you know what, forget our offer. We bought a different house. And immediately they're calling me, hey, I think they would take it. It's okay. But no, we'd already moved on. And they wound up getting a better deal on a better house at a better price and a better location. So it all worked out to our client's benefit. But, that's the kind of strength these listing agents feel like they have right now because of the state of the market. And that home had been on the market for 4.5 months. It's taken recent price decreases, but they were seeing an uptick in showings, and they thought like, hey, we've got some leverage here. We're going to use it. And it wound up not working out for them, but I'm sure they'll sell it to somebody else. It's a wonderful home anyway. But I say all that so that you can strategize on your end before you ever even reach out to us. We're here to do what's comfortable for you to help you achieve your goals. And if that is selling your home first or buying first, whatever that may be, or if you need to talk through that strategy, right? I had some folks a couple of years ago, and actually some friends last year that just did this too, where they did buy before they sold. And then when they sold, they took that big chunk of money in equity and they did what's called a recast or a reamortization on their current loan. So when you refinance, you get a whole new loan, new payment terms, new interest rate, new due dates, all that, right? Or maturity date. And you're subject to whatever the interest rates and fees are on that day. If you do a recast or a reamortization, there might be a small fee like $500 or something, but everything else stays the same. It's a principal reduction, and your payment is now as if that was always the principal you started with. So if you added an extra $100,000 in down payment, essentially, for that principal reduction, say from a $400,000 house, you put an additional $100,000 down. It's as if you had a $300,000 mortgage instead of $400,000 mortgage. So these are the things that make a difference in your monthly payment and can make a difference for how you make your decision making calculus. So, and this is all impacted by the market, the speed of the market, how many homes are on the market, how competitive the market is. And we're not even at anywhere near peak market for the spring. So our spring market starts the third week of January, which is right on time for what we're seeing. And it escalates all the way into, I'd say April, May. You start seeing maybe peak in the reflected in the numbers in June, July. But those are those April, May contracts coming through, people trying to get in between the school year, which whether you have kids and school age kids or school year matters to you or not, there are more people in the market. It makes it more competitive. So I get the strong suspicion that we're going to start eating into some of that inventory this spring. Maybe not. Maybe more people will list, but I get the feeling we're going to eat into some of that because we don't have a ton of people listing. We have more people moving to the area than we have moving within the area, at least from my experience. So that leads to fewer listings hitting the market. So if you got questions or you need help, reach out. You know how to get us. Our contact information is always in the descriptions of any of the videos or on the channel. We'd love to help you. And hopefully this information was helpful for you. And it's my first time doing a live, so let me know if it was any good. I tried to do one about 6 months ago on my phone, and I wound up being like upside down and backwards. So hopefully this one coming from my desktop was a little better. Thanks, guys.